Well, if it isn't you. You stumbled upon the stranger's most bizarre and, let's face it, downright weirdest game on the NES. We're talking about Beetlejuice. Based on the wild Tim Burton classic that's one, unique experience. But does it capture the chaotic charm of the favorite ghost with the most? Or is it a ghastly disaster? We're gonna dive into this 8-bit underworld and find out. Beetlejuice was released in 1999 by what I consider one of the worst NES game developers of all time, LGN. Beetlejuice on the NES attempts to capture the quirky, dark humor of Tim Burton's iconic 1988 movie, but if you're familiar with LGN, you probably already know what kind of disaster we're in for. Now, it's well known that LGN didn't exactly have the best track record when it came to game adaptations, but hey, this is Beetlejuice. How bad could it be?
It's showtime.
Well, the game loosely follows the plot of the movie. You play as Beetlejuice, and you go as you scare away the recently deceased who are now haunting a house. But in typical video game fashion, the story takes a backseat to some interesting gameplay choices. First off, instead of focusing on the fun and crazy antics of the film, we're dealing with bugs, rats, and giant skeletons. Yeah, I don't remember these guys from the movie either. Let's talk about the gameplay. It's your classic platformer affair, but with some pretty frustrating mechanics. Beetlejuice can jump and attack, but the controls feel a little unhinged, to say the least. And don't get me started on the jumping. It's like Beetlejuice just forgot how to walk properly between dimensions. Now, to try to spice things up, the game introduces some supernatural abilities, like transforming into a skeleton or summoning a giant Beetlejuice snake to attack enemies, but there is a catch. Everything costs points. You need to collect these points from killing enemies. It's an interesting idea, but in practice it just makes the game harder because you're constantly running out of points for cool powers. And you'll probably spend more time jumping around than actually scaring anything. The levels themselves are a mismatch of haunted houses, outdoor areas, and some truly bizarre places that really don't fit into the Beetlejuice aesthetic. Also, good luck navigating those levels without getting lost or frustrated by pulling your hair out. Beetlejuice has to figure out some of the most nonsensical objectives, and the enemies come at you like they're out for revenge. It also doesn't help that everything wants to kill you in this game, and the health bar is not exactly generous. As for the graphics, they're actually not that bad. The sprites are decently animated, and Beetlejuice's quirky expressions make him stand out, though the rest of the environment looks pretty generic. The sound, on the other hand, well, you get a handful of decent tunes, but they get old fast. And Beetlejuice himself doesn't even say, "It's showtime." Not once. Missed opportunity, right? So, is Beetlejuice on the NES worth your time? Well, if you're a huge fan of the character or the movie, it might be worth a quick playthrough just for the laughs. But if you're looking for solid gameplay, there are better platformers out there that won't have you pulling your hair out. In the end, it's a game with quirky charm, but frustrating mechanics and confusing objectives, really keeping it from being a standout title. But hey, at least it's better than being stuck in the netherworld, right? Well, let me know in the comments if you've ever played this strange little title, or if you're brave enough to give it a shot. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more retro gaming weirdness. Until next time, it's showtime. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more NES hidden gems and weird games. Peace out and stay scary.